welcome to episode 12 of the Wedding Party Playlist. My name's Dave Ralston and I am joined
Tony Legend
by Mr. Tony Legend. He's brought me the Ballymena 12 times. We're going for a wee spa this afternoon, but this is the final episode of this series, and we're going to have a bit of fun today. It's a bit of a performance style episode.
Yeah, we've changed it up a little bit, but I like this. I love it, actually.
And this is us in our happy space behind the DJ booth with the decks in front of us, and we've been having a bit of a play about. And again, different styles of DJing and genres and music. And when it comes to, you know, a dance floor, especially from a wedding perspective, we've spoke about, you know, like the old style jocks from the 70s and 80s, 90s carrying records. And, you know, a lot of the time it was easier to press play on one song and just fade them out. Whereas we are in a position to be able to have a bit of fun and scratch and mix and loop and jump from one genre to the other, which we'll show you.
Without hopefully wrecking anybody's ears.
Well, that.
That's, you know, we've got technology here that, you know, we're trying to use it, and by using this technology the way it's been set up for us, like, we should be able to get a nicer sound than it would have been possible to get back in the 90s or 80s or anything like that. So we're trying our best anyway. We're gonna do like a live thing here, and we're gonna go through a few of our transitions, our favourite kind of party tricks, a few things that we do day in day out at our gigs.
And there's no hiding because the cameras are on us.
You want to stick your headphones on? Tell us the first one then. I'll do a couple after you, but if you want to tell us the first
one.
So
a transition that I love doing is so I'm going to play Sean Paul Get Busy, but I'm going to bring in the Bee Gees Staying Alive in behind it because they're around the same BPM, but you're jumping from sort of one genre to the other. But the way I like doing it is, you know, I like the Bee Gees coming in with Sean Paul singing over the background, so you sort of see the movement of the dance floor change, and you know, and it impresses the guests. The dance floor looking at that thing, that sounds great. And obviously from a DJing perspective, that's what we want. We want, you know, to enjoy ourselves, to be able to express ourselves through performance, and we'll look up and see the guests enjoying what we do. So let's go. So that's obviously Sean Paul coming in. And don't worry, we're not going to make you sit through 3 minutes of the song. So I'm waiting for the chorus to come in, and then Staying Alive is going to come in the background. You know, so at that point your guests are like, what is this? And then I'll loop a bit of Sean Paul and keep the Bee Gees going. Right?
It's not your first time doing that, Ian. Oh, I love that. It's a wee party trick.
You know, like, but that's an example of how, you know, you can go from one genre to the other, and it's fun. And again, you know, if you've stayed with us, and we really do hope you have, because we've had a ball doing this. If you've stayed with us through all 12 episodes, you know, we've been open and honest about our experiences at weddings, and I'm sure you can see how much we love it, and the passion that we have for it. And there's nothing better than, again, you know, having the freedom to be able to, you know, express ourselves and have creative control and be an open format. That for me is a perfect example of being open format. You know, you can think to yourself, oh, that's a classic, or that's sort of 70s. We don't particularly want 70s, but there's a way of incorporating it where it's not your typical, you know, old school, cringy, cheesy wedding, you know, and again, it's we have the ability to, you know.
I've always found that Staying Alive is a very hard song to mix out of, because I would tend to stay in that genre or stay in that sort of bracket, and there's nothing else that really I have found to date that mixes in well with that. Usually I'm just echoing out on that one and bang into something else with a big start. So that's very interesting. It's a very, very cool mix. I actually do one with Sean Paul as well, so I'm going to keep Get Busy in there. And this is it. This is very much staying in the same genre, but this is where if I'm in the that kind of hip hop vibe, I'm in this sort of mode. So what I do is I take the bass line from Missy Elliott and I keep Sean Paul in there. So
that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? And I better shake that thing.
I'll loop that, play that, and just a wee loop.
Woman, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop. When the beat drop, just keep swinging it. Get jiggy, get drunk up, percolate. Anything you want, because it's oscillate. If I don't take pity, more to see you get life on the rhythm of my ride.
So we've got Missy Elliott, Work It, and it just mixes over at any time. Now I don't necessarily bring it in. I might let the song play for a bit first, let that get into it for a little bit, and maybe skip in, let that play in a wee bit. And it just lets that. I let the song keep playing, but you're doing like it's a live mashup. You're listening to the beat from Missy Elliott and the Sean Paul song, and you can bring it in, bring it out. Sometimes I can actually drop other beats in there.
Yeah.
I keep Sean Paul in, and I can drop that Missy Elliott in, and I can drop other songs in at a similar speed. Usher Yeah and stuff is a very similar speed to that, but it's that sort of vibe, and I'm not really genre hopping with there, but it's just a nice sound.
And like the thing is, you know, I almost feel as if we can go back to back, because I'm sitting listening to Missy Elliott and I'm in my head thinking, you know, like if it was me and I'm in that wedding and I'm looking at the dance floor and they can hear Missy Elliott coming through and the movement changes, you know, but then you're wanting to jump again. Like another great tune, you know, like Robbie Williams, Rock DJ. That's another one that can really kind of.
That's tracks. That's the same speed.
Right?
That's a roughly the same speed.
But then, like, yeah, so like you could even. We'll
just play that loop. Just
right?
mix. So that's just that.
Yeah.
That Missy Elliott loop.
But if I was to do Rock DJ, right, I would. Where are we? Right, so. So I would bring the bass the whole way down. So you're hearing that bass in the background. So it would.
Nice.
Do you know? So the guests are starting to kind of hear it.
Yeah. Give me good ideas
right?
as well here for nice outs and that too.
And then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're straight in.
Love it.
And that's like, you know, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
But you know that like that's where, you know, yes, I've talked about it being, you know, performative, like having the ability to, and we've spoke about it before, reading the room. You know, somebody could come up while we're playing Missy Elliott and be like, "Can you play Rock DJ?" And it works there and then. We're unbelievable. One thing that DJs love in general is somebody comes up with a request and it's in fitting with what we're playing at that time, and you're thinking to yourself, I can play that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and like if you're
that's a good request. That's what I would consider a perfect request. I like that.
If you've ever been in a position where it's like you go and ask a DJ to play a song and they stick it on immediately, it's because they can.
Yeah,
do you know?
Yeah, and that's what you want. The DJ wants to hear songs that are perfect for right now.
Yes.
It's the song for right now, you know? And if they're asking, like you said, for something that's completely different, and it makes our job almost impossible, especially when we're trying like this to sound good, to make it mix and flow. And
we could have a full dance floor with Sean Paul, Missy Elliott, and they can come up and ask for Summer of '69, or could ask for, you know, a 90s dance classic. And as much as their songs that we have in our arsenal that we want to play, it's not going to work there and then, right there, because that's not where the dance floor is at. We're wanting to progress up and get to that point. You know,
that's just because we're on the kind of hip hop vibes. I just want to do this one. This is one I do quite a lot. I'll skip through it, but a big classic, obviously.
Peace up, A-Town.
Love the bass line. It really kicks if you're using a good system, especially. You hear the kick in.
Oh yeah.
But this is, I go into kind of maybe the second verse. So we're getting the Luda.
And like again, I'm picturing myself on a dance floor, you know, like on a wedding dance floor, and this is, you know, it's great to see, you know, as I said before, so many wedding DJs taking themselves more seriously as DJs. You know, they're not just, you know, pressing buttons and letting the song play out, and then, you know, so there's that kind of continued progression on the dance floor. If you hear Usher Yeah, and then you hear Eminem coming in, you're gonna want to stay on the dance floor because you know what's coming.
And I'm using the bass line from one again with the kind of the lyrics of the other. And there's so many songs you can kind of mash that up over. And I really like that. Although I mean, Shake That's a class song, but again, the lyrics are some of the most hardcore things. So you got to be a wee bit careful sometimes.
I know.
We'll go back.
If kids are present, you know,
it is. You got to think about it.
You can tiptoe around it away.
There are some very, very questionable lyrics in that song. I want to do one more just while we're on this hip hop, and then we'll get into maybe the dance, a little more dance one. Give me a wee second. So this is Cardi B again, the queen of some controversial lyrics and stuff like that. This is one of my favourite songs, Cardi B, I like it. So what I do is with this one, I mix it into Kanye West. We'll call it Paris.
Yep.
And what I do is I bring this over here and I put this on a 16 beat loop.
Yeah.
So again, you're not getting any lyrics, you're just getting the beat from the Jay-Z song and the Kanye West song. And I'd let this song flow a wee bit. It's Bad Bunny giving the Spanish.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get no Kanye West or Jay-Z lyrics there. It's just that beat.
Of course.
If you look also on the Cardi B song, there's actually no beat there
at that point.
So it's basically just the vocals anyway. So if you're not mixing something with that, you've got no beat in the room, so it lends itself to doing everything. So I can have
nice
a bit
as
of
well
fun with it.
to tease the guests, you know, the sort of, you know, like there's things like there's
they
things
know it's coming.
They know it's coming and they're waiting for it, and then when it doesn't come in, they're looking at you as if like, what are you doing? And then when it finally does come in, you know, it works that
way.
way.
And you can see there on the screen there the blues and the reds. So the reds, if you don't know, the red in my setting is the bass, and the blue is the kind of the vocals and the kind of high thing. So anywhere there where there's lots of blue, that means there's no natural bass in the song.
Yeah.
So when it comes back in a wee bit, you see the beat kind of goes, and again that's a nice time to bring this back in again. And eventually I just leave it in with Jay-Z. It's meant to go in there. I tapped it, but it didn't go.
That's
you hear what I'm saying?
There's no hiding. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. When that happens, you can bring it in again.
No, I'll probably mess it up. But you get the gist. We're mixing and mashing, we're doing the best. All right, over to you, Dave. Show me a bit of another one here, because you've got a nice wee dance one there, I think.
So yes, I am. You know, for anyone that sort of knows me or have been there wedding I've DJ'd at, or, you know, 30 plus club, bingo loco, vice versa. You know, my whole thing have been heavily influenced by dance music and 90s dance music. You know, I'm not going to mix in bits and pieces here. You know, I'm going to save that to the wedding that I'm working at, or the next time I'll see you, right? But this is a nice transition that I like working with, because DJs are a thing known as a wordplay, right? So, you know, basically Usher, yeah. So you'll find another song with the word yeah, or vice versa. You know, like another one that came into my head is so Murder on the Dance Floor. Do you know, she's talking about DJ kind of throwing this thing right now, right?
Yes,
but what works well with that is S Club 7, Don't Stop the Music, because it starts with DJ got the power. So you're DJ, right?
You see a lot of these in TikTok videos and viral kind of, especially in America. This is a big thing. The guys
big
over
time,
there.
Yeah. Do you know, word plays work in that way. So the two songs that I'm going to work with. So JX, There's Nothing I Won't Do. JX made another great song, Son of a Gun. There's Nothing I Won't Do. The lyrics, it's a real high energy, fun song. And then the next one I'm going to bring in is DJ Michael, What's Up. It's a remix of the Four Non Blondes song, What's Up, which, you know, you can do a transition from the dance edit to the original, or from the original to the dance edit.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to go from one
It's a classic tune in itself, the original.
Massively.
Then you've got the dance version, which kind of funks it out a wee bit.
Of course.
And then you're mixing it with something else. So there's kind of a few different things
Yeah.
going on there.
So, and cheers, bro. Because visually we can see it, but of course it's good to have it, in the ear as well. So it's one of these ones where, for a lot of like 90s dance fans, and you can go extreme with your sort of 90s kind of old school dance, and different sort of trance classics, and there's what we would talk about as commercial, songs that at the time would have been played on the radio, would have been on Top of the Pops type of thing. So this is JX, There's Nothing I Won't Do. So this is this is a wordplay, right? So it's going to carry through. I'm going to skip it a wee bit, right? So it's going to go. And it's letting the guests know what's coming, and they think they know what's coming next. Right? So it's just that wee 4, right? And there's times when I've done that, and the guests hear the yeah, and they sing that, and then realise that There's Nothing I Won't Do still playing. And then during this song, you can see on the waveform, so in the middle, it's like essentially an instrumental where there's no lyrics over. And sort of DJ 101 in a way of when you're learning the mix is, you don't overlap like singing against each other. So, if there's a song and they're both singing at the same time, you're gonna wait until there's a break, bringing one in, so it's a nicer flow. So I'm gonna show you what I mean by that now. I wouldn't bring in DJ Michael What's Up at this point because they're still singing, so it's gonna come in shortly.
Again, anyone see it on the screen, the blue there shows that there's vocals and no beat, and the other one it's got the red that's the beat. So they work well over each other like that.
That's we're counting then. It's going. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, beautiful. You're into the whole other song.
And then you're in, but just for an example of, so. Oh, there we go. So you can imagine, right? I'm just going to sort of do this off the cuff. Right, and then the guests go, what's going on?
Back into the original then. Yeah.
So, but it's you can do it sort of vice versa. There's a way of, you're getting straight into Four Non Blondes. That could be a song that is specifically on the playlist to play. And if you can sort of picture yourself on a dance floor, might be your dance floor or you're there as a guest. That's a way, of sort of bringing in, again, one genre or the other. Because weddings are open format. Weddings, you are kind of on a journey and you're up and down. Four Non Blondes starts like this. It's a slow burner, but it's about picking your time when you're going to bring this in, if you are from the very, very start, because it's a long song. So it is that sort of kind of, and if you were to do the transition from the slow version to the high energy dance version, you're going to do it with the what's going on play in the dance version.
And there's we spoke about it in previous episodes. There's some songs that have the original and then the dance mix, and it's it's fair game to go in and play the original and then mix it into the dance mix.
My New Year's Eve wedding, I spoke about this on one of the start of the shows of the podcast. Their first dance we went into Bryan Adams' Heaven, the slow version. And it was just to trick the crowd because they didn't really want to do a first dance, but obviously through talking with them, they sort of kind of understood the process as to how we approach it and bring them in. And then it was, 15 seconds into the dance version, or the original, it was a case of, oh, sorry, that's not your first dance, this is, and into the DJ Sammy version.
We're just wary of the time, Dave, and I appreciate you coming with
Of
me and
course.
showing me some of your tricks. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to maybe steal a couple of these, especially the Robbie Williams
They're
one.
not trademarked, you
I
work away.
But just to show that how kind of versatile you can be, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with this one, and maybe we could both have a wee whack at this for a while. This song is very, very mixable. So it's Rihanna, obviously, Please Don't Stop the Music. And there's so many songs that actually mix with this really, really nicely. Oh, I forgot to upload it. That's why. Bear with me. So this is a song that you mentioned that you like, and it's across genres and cross decades and stuff. But it just works. So. That's your funky time, and that Rihanna Please Don't Stop the Music can just keep going for you could do a lot
Sorry,
with it. You could
I'm
do a lot
getting carried
with it.
away.
But like that Please Don't Stop the Music, even that when that's you can have that on a loop. You can play so many different songs over that.
I just done the worst thing ever. Like, so from one DJ to the other, you're in the middle of playing, and I'm just like, oh, wonder what this does. I'm sorry.
You're grand.
I'm gonna hang a boots up.
Grand. No, you're grand. we're nearly out of time anyway. We've had a lot of fun, Dave. I really appreciate you. Thanks for joining me here.
Listen,
and showing me
it's been an absolute pleasure. And again, we really do hope this has been helpful for you because, like weddings, especially when you're planning one, there's people who have never been to a wedding in their life, and the first wedding that they go to is their own, and they don't know, like, of timings, and they want it to be the best day ever for everyone else, and it should be. And there are stresses that come with that, but from an entertainment perspective, we really hope this has been valuable. We hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll let the man
thanks
close
again
us
for
off.
watching. If you want to give us some comments, we always want to hear from you. Let us know what you think of our wedding party playlist, and the next you'll hear from us should be the wedding party playlist itself, where we're actually going to mix off all the episodes and make a little playlist that you can actually listen to. You can take in your car, be on Mixcloud, and you can listen to it anywhere, anytime you want. Thanks again to our sponsors, Starling Entertainment, Leaf Designs, Alan here at Arc Media here in Ballymena. It's been a pleasure working with you as well, Dave. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All the best.
Goodbye.
Cheers.